In the wake of the pandemic, the UK government approved a temporary increase in the Universal Credit entitlements by £20 a week or £1,040 per year. They said this temporary increase will only last for 1 year, which ends at the end of March 2021. This increase has benefited over 6 million families within the UK who have been struggling during these most unprecedented times that any of us have seen. When this increase was first announced in March 2020, I don't think many of us would have expected that almost a year later, fast approaching March 2021, that we're still in a similar position with the country and the economy, and a full return to normality seemingly a long way off. And also the furlough scheme due to end in April, which experts are saying will see a sharp rise in the number of people that are actually applying and using universal credit. Charities and anti-poverty campaigners are urging the government not to go through with the cuts to universal credit and maintain that £20 per week increase to help the most vulnerable families in need during these crazy times. So what's going on with universal credit? Will the uplift be removed? Or will the uplift be extended? Are universal credit claimants going to receive an extra payment of £500 or receive a bonus payment of £1,000? Or are things going to return to how they were before all of this happened? Let's take a look into that now. With the £20 a week increase due to end at the end of March 2020, in just 8 weeks' time from when I'm recording this, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson was quoted as saying,
"I think that what we want to see is jobs. We want people in employment and we want to see the economy bouncing back, and I think most people in this country want to see a focus on jobs and growth in wages than on welfare, but clearly we have to keep all of these things under review." This
quote is leading many people to believe that he proposes to go ahead with these cuts to universal credit. However, since then he has since come under a lot of pressure from other MPs, and particularly the Labour Party, who forced the House of Commons vote on the matter to extend the uplift. The vote passed with 278 for and 0 against. However, this vote is not binding, meaning that the cuts can still go ahead if the Prime Minister and the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, decide to do so. Before we go into what I think is the most likely outcome of this, if you're finding this video useful, please consider subscribing. I post 2 videos a week on money management, personal finance and online business. So if that sounds like it may be useful to you, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos that are coming out. So Rishi Sunak is reportedly in talks about giving eligible claimants a one-off payment of between £500 and £1,000, which is to replace the £20 a week uplift. He believes doing this will help rebuild the economy, and he's quoted as saying,
"One of the motivations of the Treasury is they think people will go out and spend it and help stimulate the economy."
But here's the problem with this. He's offering this one-off payment of between £500 and £1,000 in hopes that everyone who gets it will go out and spend it straight away, helping to boost the economy by putting the money back into it. But what he seems to not be understanding is that the majority of people who are on universal credit rely on that money to cover things like food, bills and other essential living costs. So for them, they can't use this money to go out and rebuild the economy. If they take this one-off payment and go out and make purchases to boost the economy, as the Chancellor is hoping they will do, they'll all be left in a vulnerable position because they'll be left to rely on the lower universal credit amount for the rest of the year. This means that the majority of people that receive this one-off payment will have to set it aside and budget it properly for the rest of the year, which argues the point, why bother with this one-off payment in the first place? Because the majority of people are going to make it spread over the year, so why not just stick to the £20 uplift? It seems a much more suitable way to deal with this situation. So if this one-off payment does go ahead and you're one of the ones eligible for this payment and you rely on universal credit to get you by month, you need to make sure that you budget your money properly for the year ahead and stick to it so you don't find yourself in an even worse financial situation. If you need help with budgeting, I have a video with budgeting tips and also a free budget template that you can download and start using today. I'll leave that video linked in the description below, so make sure you check that out for any budgeting tips and a free budget template for you to download. The final decision on what's going to happen with universal credit and the uplift, whether it's going to be extended or cancelled, and the one-off payments will be announced within the Chancellor's budget on March the 3rd. The Chancellor has stressed the need for hard choices within the budget to deal with the state that the public finances have been left in due to the events of the last year, which leaves people fearful about what's going to happen to universal credit and what financial position are over 6 million families going to be left in for the year ahead. Whatever happens, I'll do an update video on any of the changes that are made and how that may affect you. And I also have videos coming out on saving money on your household and utility bills, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss either of them. And if you found this video useful, please give it a like, because it really helps out the channel and it gives other people who may find this video useful more of a chance for them to see it as well. So what do you think the government should do with the Universal Credit Uplift? Should they extend it for another year? Should they get rid of it completely? Or are you in favour of these one-off payments? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.